That's it?
Wow.
Yes.
That was a ride.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm dizzy.
Is this thing on?
everybody?
Yeah.
we're here. We didn't break it yet.
Is everybody frozen on here? Or is it just me?
No.
Just you,
You.
man. Everybody looks fine to me. They're all
Yeah, I'm,
Hello?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well,
My
that's
sound went
personal.
You know what?
wonky, and
Can anybody hear me or see me?
Yep.
Yes, we can
yes,
see
I
you. Can you see
Hello?
this?
Guys,
Yeah.
Yes, we're here.
Yes, Don.
hello.
We're here.
We're here, sweetheart.
Can anybody
I'm
see me on this channel right now?
Yes.
I can
Everybody
see.
looks like I can see everybody. Okay, are we back on now?
Yes, you're here.
You
Yeah,
know
you're
we're
here.
here. Hello.
Literally, I'm sitting there for the last 30 seconds talking.
And
Well,
we,
we
hear,
know that 'cause we
fine.
were listening to you.
we hear you.
Okay. Well, we're starting off. Okay, we got all the bad stuff out of the way in the
No, we
early.
didn't.
Oh, you hope.
We didn't get all the bad stuff out of the way. We're only warming up
Okay,
to the bad
this is
stuff.
going to be wonky tonight.
It
Yep.
certainly is.
I got a feeling that Don's going to have to reboot and leave us
Whatever.
for a few.
Oh, we get to be naughty.
Yes, hold on.
Well,
I'm
anyway,
not wearing any pants.
hello everybody. This is the vlog of many things, and we are
Yeah.
cursed. We are cursed tonight.
With me.
Eric's not wearing pants.
You can hear me.
Okay, I can hear Glenn.
Yep. You can hear me.
I can hear him sipping, so he's got sound.
Yep.
And I hear Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody's here.
Yes.
Fugly, Chad Deckout, Mr. General PB, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Sorry about that. We're in a little bit of a weird thing because, like, the video froze.
Only
very
for you.
beginning.
Only
I
for
thought
you.
weird was normal for us.
Only
What do
for
you mean?
you.
Tonight we're going to be talking about. Eric touched this, but we're going to take a little bit of a different route, and that is
What-
6E.
Oh,
possible
Oh, that's what I
6E.
touched. Okay.
We also have a very lively email. I got a whole bunch of emails here, and yeah. So before we get into the meat and taters of this meal,
Taters?
anything in general, guys? News? Anything different happening this week? Oh, Glenn Hallstrom, everybody, is now live on Amazon. His book, When the Fat Orc Sings, His Adventure, is now live on Amazon.
Yeah, but
Congratulations,
as long as he's
Glenn.
not a Mexican orc, it's okay.
Oh, wait a second.
But Glenn also is making fun of fat people too because he's using the word fat in his title.
I'm honorary fat because I used to be 100 pounds more than I am.
I lost 140 pounds.
I've lost a bunch too.
I lost 40 pounds.
Yep, I was at one time 349 pounds.
That's about what I was at my peak.
That's about what I was, yeah. I was like
Yep.
340.
My wedding pictures, man, that shows fat Don. I'm
Yeah,
not joking. My freaking neck is probably this big around. I look like one tube.
Shamu Don.
Oh yeah. Well, you know me back when I was that fat.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw Melanie, my ex head secretary up front when I lost all my weight, and she's like, "I thought I heard your voice. Is that you?"
Yeah.
Didn't even
that's
recognize
you.
me.
Look at my old man Grognard videos. You know, you can see what kind of a whale I was.
But so, anything interesting happening in the gaming world as of this week?
Well, Eric spilled some really juicy rumors concerning D&D and WotC.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Really?
That has to do with the 6E stuff.
6E.
Anything else?
Eric, you got something?
Dude, yeah, wasn't that enough? What the hell do you want me to do? You want me to
You're always the
You're the one.
information.
You're going to be the one carrying the shows, Eric. You're the big time
Wait,
vlogger. Almost
here,
8,000
yeah.
subs.
I'm going to quote to you a brother, a Catholic brother, who I worked for one summer, who asked me after I didn't know how to strip a floor of wax because I'd never done it before with the.
You don't know how to strip a floor with wax.
Yeah, with the little buffer machine.
You were never in the military. I can tell that.
No, I wasn't. And he goes to me, "Do I have to hold your hand? do I have to wipe your ass after you take a shit? I was like, I don't think I'm staying at this job. I got a man of the cloth offering to wipe my ass. I think I'm leaving.
Sure, that's not a trick, Eric.
I don't know.
Well, we
Yeah,
gotta ask you because you're the Kickstarter watchdog too. So
Yes.
Oh God, and we go back to
And real quick, I'll answer Mr. Gunn real quick. Mr. Gunn, it's like the updates I do about every other day in Gangbusters group. Right around the 15th to the 17th, they'll be shipped because that's when I get them back.
What do you think? You don't have a time machine?
So, on that note, let me ask you this: you had a fire in your shop, and a lot of your equipment was trashed.
Attached.
It wasn't his shop; it was the attached.
Yeah, but water damage.
store.
He got
Yeah,
smoke
water
damage, and if you've ever met a fireman,
So what's the situation with your equipment in your shop now?
It's all good. Insurance paid for. We got equipment on the way from overseas. We'll be back up and running sometime in January.
Oh,
On the way.
All right. Bigger, better.
Does that mean my book will be out in January?
No. You're going to be sometime in June or July.
Oh yeah, you got a third party print. That's right. Never mind.
Glenn, we love you, man. We love you,
Mr. Gunn. Not a worry. You can ask me anytime. Mike in Crawford says, "My brother in Christ, I'm quitting this job."
There you go.
So, interestingly enough, shall we? What do we do first? We talk about. Well, we all know about Luke's photo op with Watsy.
Look at me! I run Winnie. Sorry,
Yes.
did I do that?
But I'm going to tell people right now there is a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes with Watsy that does not involve photo shoots, and all that stuff.
No,
and that's a fact. And Eric said something really interesting earlier. You made the comment on your video of earlier that you said something to the effect of there is they're really into they're getting more into hopefully the legacy, the history of it. I think that is absolutely true because that's what I can talk about. That's basically what they're approaching with us. Is Watsy, I think, is very interested in the legacy aspect of what they're already sitting on because they have a gold mine, and I think this new guy is seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, agree.
Yeah, but the fear is are they going to take the legacy and do the Strixhaven to it?
Well, I will tell you right now. I want to say this. Wizards of the Coast is very interesting in sub-licensing now legacy product, but they are being careful how they do it.
They've got to be.
Sure.
Yes.
They've got to be.
So it is a the way I think Wizards of the Coast is approaching it is that they have 5e content. Then they have legacy content. And they're trying to figure out some way of bringing that legacy content
up
more to the front and ingrained with 5e.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're approaching smaller creators about helping them do that. And they don't want large creators. They want smaller creators because they feel there's more of a passion for it. Plus, it's easier to control, I think, their IP when they're dealing with a smaller creator.
Oh, right. Probably.
And that's about all you can say about that.
That's pretty much it. Yes.
Well, yeah, because like Pathfinder would be a bigger creator, and if there was an issue, Pathfinder would be like whatever,
Yes.
Life will go on for us, but a small creator is going to be yes sir, no sir. The line is
also keep in mind one thing is, and this is kind of like a really smart way I think of handling it, is when you're dealing with a smaller creator. What ends up happening is they're more apt to be more responsive to your needs and your wants because they want the business.
Right.
Tom, check your PM. So the thing is that's how they're doing it. So they are wanting to link up with smaller creators in order to facilitate, I think, their long-term needs. And Luke falls right into that because Luke, I think, falls into more of the AD&D stuff because that's what Luke's dad's name was all over.
Right. Luke essentially play tested it. Tensor, I believe, was Luke's character. And folks, just so you know, from like my perspective of me, even touching upon apparently 6E, I come across, I have the taverners, as I like to call them in general, my community. They're very good at tracking down information. They get very good news, but it's just like running an investigation. One lead is great. I need, in this case, generally 3 or more to confirm what I'm getting, and they can't trace back to the same source. That's the whole thing. So,
well,
are there other rumors out there? Of course, but they're not at the point where I can.
And I will tell you right now, there are a lot of people reaching out to WotC trying to figure out the nuts and bolts of this.
Oh yeah.
Our contact has already told us that there are people literally asking about us and them. I mean, there are people pushing, wanting to get specifics. And I'll tell you right now, WotC is being extremely tight-lipped about this. Luke is releasing stuff in imagery because with Luke, let's face it, and I know there's people that agree with me on this, and there are people that are going to disagree with me. But Luke Gygax, by way of who he is, who his dad was, and also how he has handled his father's legacy to the positive, is someone that WotC really would love, I think, to really put in the forefront of this. I mean, if you're going to talk about a spear point about publishing legacy content, I think Luke Gygax would be near the tip of that spear.
Yeah.
Other creators, other smaller publishers are more down, but Luke would really be. Plus, AD&D is a big, big thing, and I think, realistically, I think that Luke would be a wise choice, and I think that that's probably what they're doing. They're probably talking with Luke about AD&D, probably to a 5e conversion, because that would make sense.
All right, I want to address. Dino has a statement or a question about the people who are still at WotC, that still have sensitivity readers. Listen, I think that we saw a shift at WotC when Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins left to join Darrington Press, which is what is it that the guys that do that stupid theory roll. Yeah, I was about to say Roll for Combat. I'm like, no, that's not right. Now I'm just looking at it. Jeremy was the lead rules designer for D&D.
Yes.
He was a WotC guy for 18 years. Chris Perkins was at TSR.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how long he was with the company for. They left. They are here. You want a rumor? They are apparently the ones that forced Mike Merles out of the D&D sphere into Magic the Gathering for a little bit before he himself had to leave WotC, because people weren't complaining much under Mike's leadership, but the huge change in the perception of what D&D was, with your pastel colored beholders. That's all stuff that seems to really have gotten its feet in the door with.
But Eric, the thing is something, and Adino These Night 3593 says, also he says, if you're the wrong creator, though, the Blue Hair Mafia will try to cancel you. I think what needs to be, I think an important thing to distinguish here is this, is that it's not the fact that WotC had, if you want to call them DEI people, okay, or sensitivity readers. I think it's a good idea when you're that large to have those people. The problem is they took it like way on the extreme. Yeah. And I think instead of looking at it as, listen, we have a more diverse group playing D&D now, we have to be mindful of everybody. I think they kind of pegged the meter, to to whatever side you want to call it. And I think now that things are settling down, they got new leadership there. I think now you're seeing more of a, and I really hate to put it this way, but more of a level-headed, more neutral way of looking at things.
It's more of a balance. It's less of a finger on the scale. And you have to remember something that, and I listen, a lot of corporations forget this too, but they have what's that word? Fiduciary. They have a fiduciary responsibility to make the maximum profit they can for their stockholders. Okay, and if you do a review of a company and you start going, well, this isn't the best way to make money, then they're gonna have to pivot. And I think we are currently seeing a pivot amongst many companies. Now, if you aren't publicly traded, nobody gives a flying fig Newton, and you can put the finger on the scale whatever direction you want to, but market decides.
But the thing is when you, but that's the thing with Wizards of the Coast is, let's face it, they have some huge properties. They got Magic the Gathering, they got Magic, they're tied in now. Of course, Hasbro is their older brother, and that brings into a whole bunch of stuff. So, we in our little fishbowl, we look at it as D&D, OSR D&D. There's people that are big 5e modern D&D. And, I catch the sarcasm in the DEI comment, and I get it. But also, I think you have to look at, and I face this, as small as a creator as I am, is I have to be, and Steve will say this, like with my old publishing company, we had to be careful what we published. We didn't publish erotica. Now, I could have quadrupled my business, and I'm not joking, if I would have published hardcore erotica.
I believe that.
Yeah, but the thing is as a business, when I saw this with Two Moon, was there comes a point where you become so big that now everybody is looking at you with a microscope.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't reached that with Wizard Tower yet, but I had it with Two Moon. And, you have to be very, very careful. So with Wizards of the Coast, no matter what they do, they're not going to make a segment happy.
Right. They're always trying to thread a needle, and they're too big to thread a needle.
Yeah,
you're going to piss off one segment or the other to some extent. That's life. My channel is there all the time. All right.
Yeah.
I try to stay in that middle ground, and I always get accused from one side or the other for being a tool of one side or the other, because I'm in the middle. You're not going to please everybody.
Well, that's the thing with you, Eric. And Eric, you're a good example. Is when I first met Eric, and this is crazy going to sound, but when I first met Eric, you had 900 and some odd subs.
Yeah, I wasn't big.
And then now you're up to what? You're at 7,900 now. Scheme of things,
let's get it right. It's over 8,000.
You hit 8,000 finally.
I hit 8,000 earlier today. Yeah, hold on. Let me refresh. I thought I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh. You're right. I was in my mind. I surpassed 7,900 today. 7,900.
Yeah, it was 7,900. I was about to say, because
I was at like 77 the other.
Okay, good. I was about to say, because the hate mail I sent you with my anonymous accounts, I want to make sure I get it right.
No. I got 75 subs yesterday and like 60 today, and you kind of like lose track. Yeah, you're right.
Zatron says, I think that's exactly it. The people putting money into their company started noticing that they weren't getting their expected returns, and it finally worried them enough to look for reasons why. And that's the thing, when you're that big. Chris Lundgren says, I do love my OSR games, but I'm impressed with the new 5.5 new starter sets. Anybody want to comment to this?
Yeah, I'm actually going to say, on the blog side, one of the things that skyrocketed my blog's popularity in the beginning was covering the Pathfinder beginner set, the first one.
Really?
Because what you got for your money in that starter set blew me away, and the gameplay was very close to OSR at that level of gameplay. And I believe similar can be said probably about the new starter set of the amount of material they give you.
They give you a lot of material in those.
Yeah. D&D 5 is not my cup of tea. D&D 5 2024 is like somebody peed in my tea. So I'm not gonna check it. But if you're into that, if you're into like water sports, it could be a great choice. They give you a lot for your money. I got to say they're not making much in the latest starter kit.
Well, Mr. Gunn says, Don, the problem with WotC is, the problem is WotC has not done anything creatively in years. It's all poorly recycled IP, no new settings, no new game systems, no new adventures, nothing. Anybody?
Yeah.
You know what?
Well,
but the people that were all about recycling have gone on to Darrington Press. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I you know what? You can only judge a company by its current leadership. I know we judge them by the prior leadership. Their new vice president, Dan Ayub, and I'm talking about Dan because he came in and he's the first person to come in to WotC to the D&D IP and say, what the hell is going on? Why do we have this division working with this and not with this division? It's all under one person. If you want me to take this job, it's under me, and we're going to have one vision.
Well, I will tell you right now, their upper management now, and I'm going to tell you by just my opinion on this directly, is they are hugely not only player focused, but they are hugely focused on what do not only the new players want, but what do our existing older players want, and how does that tie into our older legacy content. You'll hear legacy content out of them an awful lot in talking to them.
Well, and here's a little secret, folks. Do you know which segment of the population has the most disposable income?
Older.
The ones that you're looking at on the screen right now are the ones that have the disposable income. We're the ones who WotC has not really tapped into as efficiently as they would like to. So I'm not surprised that there's a pivot going for my wallet, and I'm happy to see it.
Well, Fugly says I'm not impressed with the price of the new starters, but again, okay, I'm going to defend WotC in this. Okay, the problem, Mr. Gunn, with the price of these new starter sets is this: is Wizards of the Coast sources all their materials from overseas, mainly China. With the tariffs the way they're happening now, and you have to understand the way probably WotC looks at this, small companies look at how does this affect me with my next order. Wizards of the Coast looks at this, how does this affect me on next year's orders? And they have to forecast, and they're forecasting not based on what could be next year. They're forecasting on what's happening today and how will today, by assuming that's still going to be that way next year. And that's why these tariffs are so damaging, and that's why you see the prices the way they are, because they have to assume the tariffs and the costs are going to be that high anyways. And then you add to that the bastards in the United States who are paper mill suppliers who are taking advantage of this and going, oh, we can raise our prices by 30% because it's not like they're going to go to China and get it. So the paper mills and the paper market's been really crazy too.
Yeah.
So there you go. Sorry about that. Next question.
There was another question about the OSR, and are we saturated with OSR systems? Listen, if we were saturated with OSR systems, the market would show it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to be facetious with this, but when you get to the point where people are no longer willing to spend money on a new RPG system or a new OSR system, and a good system falls flat, you'll know, oh wow, we reached that point.
But Eric, isn't a good barometer to that going to be the Kickstarter market? Because newer OSR based Kickstarters are doing very well right now.
They are doing very well. They're doing extremely well. And Dolanwood, Shadow Dark. I mean, I would. There will be a saturation point, theoretically.
Yes.
But where is it? I don't think we're anywhere close to it yet.
No, I don't think we're at all close to it. I mean, you look at Shadow Dark alone. I mean, Kelsey's stuff is just flying off the flipping proverbial shelves.
Yeah.
She is on the conventions. She is on the most wanted list of conventions. She is just, and what? And I'm sorry, but if you take a look at what people, and this is the beautiful part about this is, I'm bringing social politics into this because it makes a good point. You get all these people going, all these old grognard, all these old fuckers are racist and bigoted and they're anti this and they're anti gay and all that. Wait a minute. One of the hottest OSR products on the market right now is written by who? Kelsey. What is Kelsey? Kelsey is what? Married to?
She's a married lesbian.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
So we can't all be that racist, bigoted, crazy Klan wearing people.
I've met Kelsey multiple times.
I've heard she's an awesome chick.
She's an awesome person. She's genuine.
Yeah.
Listen, there are people in this hobby that you're going to meet them and you're going to go, "What the fuck is this? Why am I giving this? Why am I giving this person my money? This is the." And then other people you meet and you go, "My God, they're almost nicer in person than they are, online." Or when I see them, how'd that happen? Well, I mean, it happens because people are trying to be authentic. I try to be authentic. If you've ever met Glenn in person, if you've seen him on one of these videos,
oh God, he's horrible.
He's actually this is what he is. Same thing with Don and Tom. Nobody here is putting on airs or putting on a show or
no. You guys, I'm not trying to talk myself up, but you know what?
Even Steve is
like
me. He's like this with his hand like this.
You got to be careful of Steve. I've known Steve for 20 years almost. He's just like one of those shady characters, man. You got to watch out for him. Well, especially around your computer that has Linux on it.
Oh, well, no, Linux. I sooner get a Chromebook.
By the way, real quick, who is here a Windows fan? Assholes, every one of you. It's supposed to stick up for me.
I use Windows. That's all I can say.
Windows.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. This is going to really drive Steve nuts. Hey, Eric, what is your favorite operating system?
I happen to like OS X.
Steve.
Apple. I have fondness for Apple, but my price range, I gotta use Windows.
I got you.
I'm not a fan of Apple. I trained when I took my Adobe certs. You have to do it on a Mac. They force you to.
Really?
I'm not a fan of Mac at all. And the thing is, just funny. I think they're right here. This is the crazy part about the certs. They force you to go on a Mac, right? They give you this certificate right here, right? It's an Adobe certificate that you have to train on a Mac with, and you don't get anything with a Mac on it. Like, you think it'd be like sponsored by Apple, No. It's a Windows logo.
I started with computers on Macs, so I have a fondness, but I use anything that'll work that I can afford.
I take my Windows computer. I've got 64 gig of RAM in it. I go a high-end video card, and then I go into Windows 11 and I turn all the shit off. The only thing I don't like about Windows 11 is even if you turn it off, it automatically turns back on after a while, is that Windows virtual cloud crap. It's like, I don't trust the cloud. I want it on my backup drive.
No, you must put it on our cloud.
I do have stuff on clouds, but it's like I hardly ever know that it's there. I've got 2 hard drives to back up right now. So
I've got
everything's backed up on there.
I have right now 7 backup drives on top of my computer.
Dang.
Really?
But I use them for different things. Like I have 1 2 terabyte backup drive that's designed nothing but for my Wizard Tower game stuff. Then I have another one that's dedicated to nothing but my Zonk stuff. David Floor, if you're listening, I'm going to be calling you tonight, by the way. Mike in Crawford says the 5e Essentials kit is my favorite starter set. It's a pretty good sandbox, really underrated in my opinion. Anybody? I'm not familiar with it. Anybody familiar with it?
Come again?
I'll take that as a no.
Well, I think a sandbox is what you make of it.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, by the
They
way,
want
Death
Shadow Dark, Don.
The Death
Yes,
Angels,
they
I will
do.
be contacting you in the next few days about going on your show. I didn't forget you. I just waited for the book to be out there before I said it.
And by the way, a shameless plug to Death Angel is they run a really cool show. They make you feel welcome. Great guys to go on. And by the way, Death Angels, I expect my payment via PayPal, like we talked about earlier.
Oh, man. He's taking Plugola.
Plugola.
Oh, wait a minute, Glenn, I'm your publisher. Do I get a cut of any money that you make off the That's right, I get 60%.
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought you're already taking 60%.
Oh, that's right, I am. Additional, I thought.
Wait, you can't get 120%. That don't work.
120%. Real quick, Christopher Lundgren says 10 double-sided maps over 60 tokens, entire keep on the Borderlands map, stand-up character sheets, pieces, new management. Wow, you get all of that with their starter set, Chris? Seriously? I'm not being facetious.
Yeah,
honestly, you get that.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Is that the D&D? Or
Yeah, Tim Shorts did a review on that. So
nice.
Is that the Essentials?
That's their new starter set.
Wow.
Okay, this is going to take a little while, so might as well get into it now. You guys want to get into emails?
Sure.
This is going to be a while. We got a lot of emails, guys.
The only good thing I know about Pathfinder is they turned out some really nice maps.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we got extra comments. I didn't get all the comments. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Stranger Things starter set. What's the difference between the Stranger Things starter set and the normal one?
It's kind of like the what is it? The Rick and Morty starter set. It's just themed.
Oh, themes.
Yeah.
So they're milking the show basically. The IP.
Yes, definitely. Okay. They're milking it like you would. Whatever I'd say would be taken the wrong way, or the right way and still be wrong. So
nice.
Yeah.
Death Angel says too many useless doodads and whatnots, as my wife likes to call all the fun adapters and connectors at the Hemfests. Many dongles. We broke the narrative. Holy cow! I got a lot of McGrog Nerd and Gaming Only. I'm incredibly racist towards gnomes. Hey, don't hate on the gnomes, man.
Whoa! Who let Matt Jackson in the room? What the hell?
Death Angel Shadow, nothing. We're getting down to him. Don't worry, we're getting there.
Well, don't break your neck trying to get all these.
Anything? There's Tom's connections. I support Linux and Windows daily. That's right. That's right. You actually got a job. I can't agree. Okay, Eric, 1971 says, I can't agree with LGBT ideology as a Christian. However, I have never heard Kelsey Grammer say a bad word about anyone. She seems genuinely pleasant person.
She is. Really.
You know what? I look at it this way. It's like gaming. You know what? I have no way I can judge anybody else, not based on my bad habits. Chad Dugout says, but that doesn't count. We can let little things like objective evidence get in the way of the narrative. Windows, yes. See? Yeah. I hate Macintrashes. Ooh. Fighting. Windows sucketh. OS X. Hey, guys, we didn't mean to get a nerve here.
All I got of Apple is the iPad that Eric gave me. That's it. Everything else is Windows.
Well, like my friend used to say, you know why they call the iPad a pad, don't you?
I'll tell you, I love it.
We're supposed to get more laughs than that.
I'll give him that. I love it, but that's about it.
Be that way.
Well,
I never joined the cult of Apple. I am an avid Apple advocate for one thing only: the iPhone. I love my iPhone. Sorry, I do.
You're allowed.
As I was saying,
Chad says I use Windows, but Linux Mint better. No, it's not. Tom prefers the Pango OSS. What the hell is the Pango OSS?
I think that's a Linux distro. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Oh, Pangal. It's the Star Frontiers reference.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
The Pangal
Explain.
operating system.
Explain.
Well, the Pangal Corporation, Pangalactic Corporation is the company. You know, the Blue Sun Corporation and Firefly, or the company.
Fugly says I started pre-DOS. Oh yeah,
yeah, ditto.
I remember when you had to go load the frickin' floppy. My dad brought home something that impressed all my friends, blew their mind. Can anyone guess what this is? I'm explaining it. It was a box with a fold down keyboard and had 2 5 1/4 floppies. What was it called, guys? And it had a 3-inch screen, green.
I can't remember.
Come
but I know
on.
what you're talking about.
I don't remember the name. I remember seeing it.
The Osborne.
Oh.
I remember my friends blowing their mind, and my dad let me take it to school, and my computer teacher was like, wow, that thing's portable. It weighed like 60 pounds. I mean, I was
the first Mac portables were like you'd break your back trying to carry them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing Oregon Trail on the TRS 80. Remember that, guys?
Oh wow!
You died of the plague.
I remember my neighbor got Commodore
Android,
64.
iOS, personal tech. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I remember my neighbor got
was
the Commodore
rich.
64. And we all went over to his house to play Radar Rat Race.
Yeah, he had to be rich, man.
What a
yeah. I remember in junior high.
Air Force enlisted salary, I guess, but
wow.
64s were cheap. Apple IIs, then you had money.
Well, I'll tell you something that you really wanted to define yourself. When I was in junior high, everybody had the Atari.
Yeah.
Like Atari was a thing. But I never forget his name because he was a fucking prick. His name was Paul Glaza. And Paul Glaza's family had money, and they bought him a television.
Wow.
And it was everybody was like,
blew the mind.
oh, Paul, if you're listening, you're still an asshole in my book. Death Angel Shadow, sometimes the answer is Fisher Price Tonka. Fugly says I have an external 8 terabyte for data, 10 terabyte for backup. I have an 8 terabyte, but that's my general backup. I back up everything on that at night.
I use a NAS and then little portable hard drives.
Yeah. Mac
RS. I have a 2 terabyte and a 4 terabyte courtesy of Mr. Eric Tinkar.
Oh, Eric, you giving out terabyte drives?
No, but
no.
Glenn was in need, and occasionally I can appropriate funds from the channel to help those in need that help the channel.
Yep. Death Angel Shadow, we don't discuss that publicly, okay? I'll give you my PayPal, okay? Shh.
See, I buy the...
Has anyone got their check yet from Luke? I'm still waiting for the check from Luke.
Never.
I think Luke is still waiting for his check.
Yeah. Linux Mint. Wow, that's Linux Mint. That's the older one, ain't it?
No, it's a fairly recent. It's a current Linux distro.
Hate mail, yeah. Kids on bikes. Okay, so what is actually happening in D&D? Is it going to chug along with percent 20 years or come up with a new system? How do you think it'll evolve? I think they're going, my personal opinion, I think they're going to come out with I'm going to call it the Luke version 6e. And I think you're going to see some surprises with some of the legacy content. I just really do. I think they're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff.
You are too. Yeah.
Well,
holy cow, guys. The chat is like crazy here.
They don't want you to read those emails. Come on, dude.
We got 47 people online right now. Just let people know real quick. 47. And we'll get to the email here in a second. This is crazy stuff. This is good stuff. Like,
going back to your little comment about Windows earlier, because I tried to say something but I had my mute on. Is you said when you get your Windows 11, you turn off all the useless stuff, and I said, does that mean you turn Windows off too?
Basically, yeah. And they make it harder now to do that because it wants to constantly turn it back on.
Yes, because they want control of your PC.
Especially the Windows, they want update.
Oh yeah.
The 64 is coming back. Yeah, they actually sat there. They're doing a lot of that legacy stuff. They're putting it back on. The Commodore 64 is coming back. Atari has announced, and it's already been released. It actually looks like the old Atari 2600s.
Nice.
So, long live Zork. Yeah, and long live Zonk. Dave, I got to talk to you, Mr. Floor. We got to get together. Death Angel says, my first job when I was 14 was working for a local computer company back in Florida. We had a few of the suitcase computers that came in. Oh, yeah, those are the God. I'm not joking. My computer teacher was blown away when I brought that damn thing in. You know? Pathfinder 2 second edition server, but the new WotC set is amazing. New character. Chris, why don't you do a YouTube channel and you talk about the older stuff like this? You are really Superman. You're really knowledgeable about this newer WotC stuff.
Yep.
I bet you people would be fascinated with that. And I'm not being a jerk about it. I mean that seriously. Like, you really should start a YouTube channel. Death Angel shout out to using Windows. I find using OS extremely frustrating. I don't like it. Terminal window Mac I can navigate because it's a little above a Linux running under the hood. MGJ, make Greyhawk great again. Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see the Greyhawk map redrawn, but have Darlene do it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like a modern interpretation of. I have 3 laptops. One with Linux, Mint, amazing Chromebook, love it. It has a T hard drive. My Windows 11 laptop was crippled, delivery to run well. New owner of the Commodore. Okay, I'm going to get to our emails now. The Atari just released the television. Go figure. They own their own competition. Okay, you guys ready for this? Because this is interactive. This is for all of us.
Oh,
Yay.
Ready?
Who wants interactive?
You're going to love this, Glenn.
We're grognards. We don't interact.
All right. Carl from the lands of Kalash. I doubt that's where he really lives, but maybe he lives there in his mind. Says this.
I live in the frontier.
Yeah. Getting into game design, what are some of the biggest things I need to look out for? Call them traps of the business. Guys, any ideas for someone entering us, some of the traps of the business?
Players. Sorry, just off top. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No. He's talking about getting into game design, Glenn.
Oh,
like
you're designers.
Game designers. I can start off easily with one.
Go ahead.
And that is one of the biggest traps of the business that you got to watch out for when you're doing game publishing and game design is art.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that claim that they don't do AI, and they do AI. And the problem is doubly is AI is getting so good that it's very hard to determine if it's AI or not.
So here's my suggestion. You're just getting into this, which means you don't have connections with artists. Yep. You don't know the artists that are legit from the illegitimate. Go to drive-through, look at their stock art collections.
There's a lot of
purchase stock art collections and use that to fill out your material. It's the most cost-effective method as someone starting out, because you're not going to be making big bucks on your first project.
Well, come on, everybody makes $1 million off their first.
Okay, same thing with YouTube channel. You're not going to make big bucks on a YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you're going for stock art, though, caveat emptor, it depends on the genre you're designing.
Also,
fantasy, no problem.
No problem.
Right.
Anything else?
1920s gangster, good luck.
Yeah.
Now, I will say 2 names out there for anybody watching this who's getting into the business. If you want reputable, well done, and men with integrity, 2 names, Dean Spencer and Eric Lofgren. Those 2 gentlemen are beyond reproach. The most ethical people that you're going to deal with on Drive-Thru RPG. They have a wide portfolio of artwork, and they are willing to work with you. So, like, if you go to them and say, listen, I want a lot of stock art, they'll privately deal with you and give you discounts on art.
Good.
Anything else, guys? Traps? I threw one out there.
That's good.
Traps.
That's good. That's good. I think we covered it.
Lloyd's pretty good too.
Okay, Rob from Gatlinburg, Kentucky says, I'm making an adventure module and I plan to make it more for older teens and adults. In my module, my players have to rescue slaves from a horde of ogre overseers, and also the ogres in one area that is a kitchen are cooking cats. Meow.
Uh-oh.
Okay. My test players had a fit, said I needed to remove the slaves from the game and also remove the cats. I have a real problem with that as it is part of the story. Should I remove them?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Steve, no.
Well, if they
No. Eric?
This is one of those things where maybe you need to.
Meow.
Yeah, my cat's not with me right now. Leave the pussy jokes out of it. But I think, you know what? You're going to, when you're, especially if you're talking about doing this for publication,
I think that's what he's getting at. He wants to do it for publication.
Well, if you're doing it for publication, you better put a warning on drive-through. Hey, just so you know, this includes.
But why? Why do I got to do that? I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, Eric.
Why? Because you have animal cruelty and slavery. So you should mention it. You should mention it because if you are going to be a publisher, you can go two ways. You can be here's my cards on the table, and I don't want to.
But if you actually think about this the right way, cooking cats, a lot of people like eating pussy.
All right.
Oh,
you're keeping the material.
Cats. I'm talking about cats.
But you're warning people who may be triggered. All right. So you got. So you can warn them, you cannot warn them, and then piss off a segment of your population, and that's okay. If you want to do the Vanguard route, go ahead. Or you can modify your material to remove that. You don't want to do that, so that's why I'm saying, hey, be advised.
Take the safe route.
Just I'm advising the buyer that you may be offended.
Okay. Tom? Real quick. Oh, sorry.
No. It's all right.
Tom, your opinion on this, your take on this. What do you think?
I go back to this story I heard a long time ago about Indian who was trying to carve his first canoe, and everybody in the tribe came by. Oh, that's too long. It's too short. It's too wide. It's too that. And so when he took everybody's advice and he made his canoe and he went out to the canoe, immediately sank or capsized, and he came back to shore. And so when started carving a new one, when everybody came by and gave advice, he says, listen, that's everybody's canoe over there. This is my canoe. I don't need your advice. And I come back to, if you try to please everybody, you're going to please nobody.
Not going to please any. Yeah, I agree.
You're not going to be unhappy. That's the thing. You're play testing, and this is the feedback you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay. If your feedback to this was people were okay with the situation and nobody take the feedback that you're getting as feedback. Why am I getting that feedback?
And also, you have to be very careful because really, when you think about it, and Eric, you raised a very good point here, and so is Tom, and that is when you do play testing, you are taking a very small segment, but you have to look at that segment more broadly. And I actually have to now kind of real quickly change my thoughts on this because Eric is right, and that is maybe the solution, Rob, is to go ahead and keep your content, but look at two different things. Number one, maybe give a warning, like Eric said, but also, and I don't know this, and we don't know this, but Rob, how are you presenting the slave? How are you presenting the cooking of the animals? Is it an ancillary comment like you saw cats being cooked in a stew pot? Or are you doing it in a way that could be construed as
you
more...
can take a cat out of the cage and slowly mutilate it alive as they throw it into the cooking pot.
Yes.
You know, I don't know
Tom,
how
you look like you have
it.
something you want to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's presentation is a lot, and to Eric's point, putting an advisory on there. If you know, if you warned me that this product has a lot of anti-Christian or a lot of content going a certain way that I don't like, that I just don't appreciate, well, then I won't buy it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm
And-
just because you did that one product, I'm never going to buy one of your products. You
Yeah.
won't have pissed me off. But if I buy the product and I'm
Surprised.
offended and bothered,
Yeah.
then I might not buy your next product.
Well, and I have to be careful here. I can't be a hypocrite here because I am trying to push the TTRPGA rating system that we're doing. So at one time I'm sitting, my apologies, I'm being a hypocrite because at one time I'm saying I want to implement this come January. Speaking of cats, Sammy,
Somebody
I'm
hungry?
trying to implement a rating system for games, but yet I'm sitting here on my high horse, admittedly, going, thou shalt not do. So never mind. I think Eric and Tom are correct. I think you have to be able to be mindful of your viewership. And yeah, so Rob, there you go.
And while I don't buy a lot of Venger Satanis's product, I do appreciate Venger Satanis, and I do think the guy is a marketing genius.
Well,
And
he's also just a damn good game designer.
Yeah.
I got to give the guy
Yeah.
that.
I just, a lot of his gonzo stuff is just not my cup
Well,
of tea.
Yeah.
But also, I think with Vengers, I think a lot of shit he just does for the shock factor.
Yeah. He is the Howard Stern of the
Yes.
OSR.
And
Now,
I'll tell you,
Sarah.
if that was my group, the next campaign would be the Slaver series.
Now,
Get him.
I've got all 5
go
modules.
get him, Glenn. Go get him. Sarah from Clearwater, Florida writes us, and she says, I heard Don mention Melvin the Mage before. Who is that, and how can I get a copy of the game? Okay, Sarah, it's actually Marvin the Mage. And Jim Wampler, who owns Mud Puppy Games, that's a comic book character that he made. It is actually my favorite comic book series. I have the entire series. I am a Marvin the Mage aficionado. If you go and Google Mud Puppy Games or go to mudpuppygames.com, I believe Jim is still selling that comic book series, and I highly recommend it. And I'm not just pandering to
It's
Jim.
good
I
stuff.
love Marvin the Mage.
It's good stuff.
Yes, it is. Evan from Toledo, Ohio says, this is a good one. My local game shop has an open game day on Saturdays where tables are free and you can run any game you want to. He says, I was kicked out last Saturday because I was running Slave Pits of the Undercity, classic module.
Yeah.
And he says the owner was watching and walked up and asked me to stop playing it. When I asked why, she loudly called me a racist and kicked me out. Meanwhile, I was packing my stuff. The other person in there called the police. So the cops came. I ended up being given a formal trespass tickets. Why would this happen to me?
Well, cool. All right. It's a word that I cannot say, or even say a word that rhymes like it, because YouTube will get very upset.
Does it have to do with hunt?
It's like a baseball term with a baseball bat. You don't swing, but you hold it in front of the pitch. Yes. Yes.
Bunt.
Yeah, you bunt the ball.
Yeah.
But why? Let me ask you a question real quick. And this is kind of like
We could say
Eric,
if we
you're
were
a cop.
Australian.
What would you do? What would you do, Eric?
I'd be like,
Oh, Eric, Officer Sestina, I got a problem. What? They're playing Slave Pits of the Undercity.
well, first off, it's a private establishment. They can ask you to leave. You got to leave.
But
I'm
I don't
telling you
want to.
right now, you're playing in a game store, and I'm going to guarantee you weren't using the 5e rules. So you were using you're using a table, playing a legacy system that the store is not making any money off of. And
True.
Okay. Now, I'm going to assume that when you were told to leave, your reaction was somewhere along the what the
I have a feeling that it wasn't cooperative.
right, because
I'm
you
just
were still there when the cops came in. Let me explain to you. New York City, our response time was somewhere what was good was around 6 minutes, and you're not a priority. You're probably a 15-minute response time. If you
Probably
haven't
that about
packed
here.
up,
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
if you haven't packed up and left by then,
it's how
you're
much
like
you want.
you're officer. What? What? I gotta get my shit together. Come on, I gotta pick up each mini and
Yeah, but
wrap
come
it.
on, man. I mean, but I think what the point he's trying to get at here is, and I can see both sides of it. As a business owner, you're taking up table space, running something that I'm making nothing off of. And why do game stores offer free tables?
Of the
Well,
and
Aside
it's
from
triggering, and
aside from her opinion, I'm kind of, side with the game store. I mean, it's their shop.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting at is they're not
I
making
get-
nothing
I
off
get-
it. You're not even doing a
but
system
think
that
of the other-
supports them.
but see, that's the point, though, is that you should patronize the shop and spend some money there.
Right. I
Yes.
understand that.
I go into a shop like that and I buy paints, I buy a paintbrush, I buy a 3D print.
by
you know, I
dice.
buy miniatures.
But the extra step of the cops and them trespassing him.
Yeah, cops. I mean,
object.
come on, man.
I
I
You were
mean, that's
told
not
to
that's
leave,
lame.
You didn't leave.
But
That's
also,
the
I'm gonna
only
say
way you
something.
He
get
was
credit.
leaving.
But this is the thing. We're only getting his. I mean, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I'm going to say something in defense of the shop.
Uh,
Everything about this screams that it wasn't quite the way
Well,
he said.
again, I can read 20 years in law enforcement. I can tell you, if you're still there when the cops show up, when you were told to leave, you weren't leaving. Okay, there's no way in hell
Yeah.
you were not leaving. You were likely causing a scene, and
Yeah.
I would get there, and I would still tell you, do me a favor,
There's a lot
Get
more to
out.
the story, I think, here.
and this person didn't want to do that. So
They were playing D&D. They weren't playing a war game where you had,
right,
Yeah,
hundreds
it's
of
pack
people.
up your fucking books and get out.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, as a gamer, and I'm not shy, but I'll be honest with you, if I'm in the middle of a game store and someone's telling me to get the fuck out because I'm playing a game, I'm actually going to want to leave. I don't want to stick around for the bullshit. I don't want the drama. I'm going on 58 years old. I've had enough drama in my life. Trust
And
me, I
they're
dealt
not
with
getting
Jessel
any
and
more
us.
money out of you.
So Evan, I feel sorry for you, but Evan, I really wish we could get the entire side because I just think that there's a lot here. Again, one side, but we have a retired NYPD cop that used to supervise freaking detectives.
yeah, I'm detecting an omission, not lies. I'm detecting an omission. From this story.
Yes.
The time frame was not working out for me.
Okay,
Not,
but now
not like
Evan.
the cops were there gaming themselves. Oh, hold on a second. We were in a.
But Evan asks a really cool question of us guys. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, okay.
Evan from Bison City, North Carolina asks, "What does each of you like most about creating games? If you all can one at a time say your reason why you like making games and what you like creating about games, that would be cool." So we'll start at the top. Steve, roll with it, baby.
Just find ways to have fun, I guess, is just my simplest way to put it.
Okay, Glenn.
Now, are we talking games or adventures for games?
Okay, this is how he puts it. I'm gonna read it verbatim because I kind of did a little bit. What does each of you like most about creating games? If you all can one at a time say your reason, that would be so cool. So I think he wants to know what we all like most about creating games. So
What motivates us?
yeah. So Glenn, what is it about making games that you like so much?
Having fun at the table, performing for the players, and the players performing for me.
Hearing the lamentations of their women.
Drinking their blood from their skull.
There you go.
That-
Well, here, I'm going to take the next one because I
Go
got
ahead.
to bow out anyway and run over to the Discord.
Oh man.
I know. Trials and tribulations and all that stuff. I enjoy the act of creating. I enjoy the act
Oh, we're
of,
so close.
and thinking how it's going to be used. Usually by me and my group, or me and the convention I'll be running it at. But
50 people in our live right now.
Oh, nice.
50. All right, you earned it. I'm not gonna put my. But I'm just saying. I get punched drunk.
So you like the creativity
I
of
like
the
the
creative
creativity.
process.
The creative process is a fun process, and I get lost in it sometimes.
Respect that, Eric.
Yeah, thank you. And listen to those 50. I love you all.
Eric,
I got to
have a
run
good
over
night,
to
okay?
Discord.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow night.
right.
See you tomorrow night.
I'll see some of you tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah, me and
All right.
that guy up there, Don.
Oh, am I invited tomorrow night too?
Of course.
Am I like just a
Oh,
regular
he's
thing
not
on
involved.
every other? Am I a regular thing on those Friday
Hey,
nights
I'm
now?
a regular here now. You're a regular there.
Yay.
I'm irregular, but I got to go.
Okay, Tom, what do you think? What is your favorite part about making games?
Well, you kind of fall into it. As a kid, you get exposed to Lord of the Rings, and you're like, mind blown. And it's like, oh, I want to do this. You look at what Tolkien did, and of course, he spent 30 years creating the Lord of the Rings and that whole setting, and it's just like, yeah. And then you find D&D, and you're like, I could do this. I can do this, and you just, there's something about it that scratches an itch. But in my adult life, I just loved Star Frontier so much that I really kind of just poured the whole setting into the brain, and then I'd be like, all right, I hear this news story over here happening in Boston, and how would that play out in the frontier? And the next thing you know, I've written an article without even trying, and I put it in a fan magazine, and people are like, that was cool. And so I don't know, this idea of there's an itch. If you've got to create, there's an itch inside you that makes you want to create, is all I can say.
Yeah, same thing with writing. I mean, if you're an author, you could say the same thing about that.
Yeah.
I think game design and writing are
They kind of go hand in hand.
incestuous. They kind of, I think they mix. They're the same.
But I think with me, I think what I enjoy most about it is I just like the creative process. I like, I like the idea, and me and Tom's joked about this before. Me and Steve has, but like, I'll run into a problem with a game mechanic or a part of design, and I'm literally like in the shower, or even worse yet, that's why I carry recorders with me in my coat. I'll be in the car driving, and it'll just hit me.
Ding. Yep.
And what I do is I take my pocket recorder out, and I'll transcribe my idea. But to me, it's literally the idea or the process of, you start with nothing, and then I just kind of like a rough idea, and then by the time you're done fleshing it out, you have a really good core mechanical concept for the game. That's what I just enjoy. I just love the creative process of it.
Sometimes I will be in my sleep creating, writing something, and and I'm like, I got to get to
middle of the night.
I got to get this out of my head.
Yeah.
Because the subconscious was working on it, and then I'm like, well, that was good stuff. I don't have, my conscious brain doesn't have that. I gotta grab onto it.
But that's the reason why I think you do it a lot, like with me in the car, because a lot of times in the car, you're just like on autopilot, and your just mind is kind of like rolling. But Sarah asks a pretty cool question. Sarah says she's from Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Arkadelphia, it's real. I looked it up because I thought, come on. She says, please, each of you, can you tell all of us, we little listeners, what your favorite board game is, but also what is your least favorite? And no cheating or trying to say I like them all. Everyone has a game they do not like, so no excuses. Steve, favorite and unfavorite.
I would say unfavorite would probably be Monopoly.
Okay.
And favorite, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I played like board games to any extent, so I can't say which one would be a favorite. But the definite not favorite is Monopoly because everybody always bankrupts me.
Gotcha. Glenn?
Okay, I've actually got some stuff for this. My least favorite is Risk.
Ooh,
No,
I love Risk.
No,
I could care less about conquering the world.
Sorry, Glenn. We can't hear you, Glenn.
No.
My favorite, I need to put an honorable mention in there too. As of a few years ago, Horrified. Mainly because I'm a big fan of the Universal monsters.
What's that?
Horrified is a game where you try and stop.
Horrified is that old school game where you bring in like Dracula and all that.
Yeah, you try and stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I actually heard of that game. I've never played it.
But my actual favorite that I've taken to convention before and had a ton of fun in is Robo Rally.
I got that game packed up. We want me to bring it to WizardCon?
Certainly. I love Robo Rally. I've had such a good time with that at a con. It's great. If I wasn't role playing, I would be playing that.
Okay. Tom?
My least favorite game, I would say, is Scrabble or anything like Scrabble. I don't do word games.
Okay.
Whereas my wife does. That's her. But I am more of a Sudoku. My brain does Sudoku. It don't do Scrabble. I don't do
which makes no sense at all.
Yeah, my mom do crossword puzzles. Over here reacting. But like Risk, probably. Risk is not really my favorite right now, but it probably over the totality of my life more of, and then Axis and Allies, which was like Risk on steroids, and right now up here on the shelf is Zombicide.
I've never played it. Bring Zombicide with you when you please come to. I'd love to play it. I've never played it. I've heard a lot.
Well, what I like about it is that all the players cooperate together, and you are going to live or die by your cooperation.
Gotcha.
Zombicide. If you don't cooperate, forget it.
Gotcha.
You're going down, and it's going to be ugly. And that's actually kind of fun because you will have TPKs in Zombicide because somebody got stupid.
As far as mine goes, okay, my favorite, I'm going to have to say a duel. My favorite is D20 Delving. And I say that duel because, of course, I invented it. Me and Tim Cass did. But I tell you what, I think which D20 Delvings will be at WizardCon, I really want you guys to play it and get your impressions of it.
Because you and Tim Cass?
Yeah, me and Tim Cass did D20
Offer let you?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, as far as, non-Don published games, Dungeon Crawl by TSR and Justin Lanasa is my all-time favorite. Just joking. Okay, sorry. Probably my favorite game is Axis and Allies. I love that game. It's just a great tactical game when done right. My least favorite game, I'm going to have to say it's going to be somewhere right around like games like Scrabble and Monopoly. It's just, they're just so overdone. They're so milked out and just, I mean, come on. I like it, like Axis and Allies. Man, you could play that game 500 times. It's different every single time, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. What's that, Steve?
I like strategy games. So those, that's one reason
That's why I like Axis and Allies, because you have to think to play it.
Yeah, no point, click, die.
Who's got the freaking cat and dog farm?
Oh, it's my cat being whiny.
Okay.
That's my dog won't shut up.
Oh, Hemi's being Hemi.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
she's on the other side of the house.
Menoa, sorry if I got your name wrong, from Rosebud, South Dakota, says, I have a rules lawyer. Oh, sorry. She's really bad. Takes out her books and is confrontational. And when I say I, as the DM, can change rules as long as I'm consistent. She argues. How do I handle her as if I toss her, I'll lose all my players? So I think what she means by if she threw her out of the game, she'd lose other players. So ideas, Steve, start with you. You're at the top. Rules lawyers. What do you think? How do you handle them?
I don't know. If you're the DM, you're in charge of the game, and it's just one of those things that, if they're going to be that way about it, you have to put your foot down. Like, okay, I'm going to lose everybody. Take the risk, because if they leave, somebody else is going to come in and take their place. You're not going to be completely devoid of people. You might be for a short while, but other people are going to go, "Oh, opening! Hey, can I come over?" That was always our what we had
Glenn,
happen.
what do you think?
Okay, here's how you train your rules lawyer. I had a friend way back when I spent 12 years playing Champions. My friend Mark Caballero, greatest GM in the world, but we had a rules lawyer in there. But he made him understand his word goes.
But that's traditionally how it goes with
Right,
D&D.
but there's an upside to having a rules lawyer at the table.
What's that?
Well, I'm running a game. I'm in the middle of it, and the heat of it, and we don't exactly know how to handle this, and we want to see what the book says. Hey, what does blah, blah, blah state? They'll go, it says blah, 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 blah. Thank you. Then the rules lawyer will say, well, the GM will say, thank you. I will now make a ruling on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way you handle rules lawyers.
Oh, so basically you trick them into thinking that you give a shit about what they think.
Well, no, but I mean, the guy used to be like his right-hand man. He'd sit right next to him because he knew this guy knew the books back and forth.
Yeah,
So,
you're making them an ally that way.
Yes, exactly. You make him an ally.
Yeah.
But they got to understand you're the GM, your word goes.
Yep. Gotcha. Tom, what do you think?
I was going to say something more or less along the lines of what Glenn said, that look, the GM, what game are they playing? Are they playing 5e?
I don't know.
Or are they playing because OSR is built
did not specify the game
rules. So I mean,
but I think actually you're right. I think, but also Tom, I think early on is when you really set the tone, because as a GM, if the players right off the bat know that you're the freaking boss and you're not going to play the games with them, then they tend to be more in line. But if you let them argue with you, they're going to, give them an inch, give them a mile. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you need to what is it Professor Dungeon Master says? Putting the master back in Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to be in charge. You got to make a ruling. And
my cat likes his head scratched, as you can see.
You one thing you can do with a rules lawyer is say, listen, this is how I'm ruling right now. Let's talk about it after the game. And if they sway you on their, you can give an inch then and say, next time around you say, all right, listen, I ruled this way last time, but I've now been convinced we're gonna do this.
Yeah, that's a really good way of handling it.
Be reasonable.
Here,
about
bud,
it.
you got up down, man. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Carlos, hi, thank you. That's my other GM in my Monday game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Carlos.
Well, thank you for tuning into the channel.
Yes, thank you. And what did you think of my book? I sent you the book. Anyway, that was a good one.
Yeah. I just think I'm kind of like in line with Tom. Is I just think set the tone early on, and just it's like anything, and I'm the same way. If I have a GM that lets me get away with a bunch of bullshit, I'm gonna take advantage of it. This is a game, folks. But I also think it's how are you being a GM? You can say no and not be a dick,
right?
But anyway, Silas from Elk City, Oklahoma.
I know where that is.
Says, what is each of your guys' favorite movie? Name one or two. I'll start.
So he wants one or two.
One. I'll start with two favorite movies of mine.
Go.
I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. Classic adventure, old school, has everything.
Oh yeah.
And my all-time favorite movie of all time is Cloud Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Mind blown. Steve?
I like the Star Trek movies.
But one or two. You guys tell the movies. What are they?
Probably The Voyage Home.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
And what? Wrath of Khan?
Khan was okay, but I think The Voyage Home was the best.
you can't.
Let's see. What do I delete? Delete member. Delete member. Delete member. Steve? Or I'm sorry, Glenn?
No, Tom. Oh, sorry.
Or Tom. Sorry, we'll go clockwise.
Oh, go Tom first.
Go
Okay.
Tom.
Oh God. Yeah, Wrath of Khan, Aliens.
Oh, Aliens is so good.
Aliens. One of my all-time favorite movies is Casablanca. Just the writing in it.
Really? I
The
really just
dialogue
did not like that movie. Bogart and Bacall just did not do it for me in that.
No, when the one girl is asking Rick, "Where were you last night?" He goes, "That's so long ago, I don't remember." Just the snappiness of the dialogue. I was just like, I love this movie. That's a classic, and I love it. But for Star Trek, it's Wrath of Khan, obviously.
Wrath of Khan. What is it about that era was second movies all Aliens, Wrath of Khan. I mean,
usually it was the odd numbered Star Trek movies kind of sucked, and the even numbered ones were good. Search for Spock was.
Search for Spock was just kind of.
But Star Trek V was like.
Yeah, like what the heck?
The Search for God.
Why is Glenn giving me the? Glenn is giving me the stink eye.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking up my shelf of a lot of movies, and it's like
I thought you're looking up at my colon.
Magnificent Seven, the original. Eli Wallach, Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent Seven. Cool.
Yeah.
I got so many movies I love.
But this is where we're going to get in trouble. Glenn, just name two.
Yeah. All right. If we're going to boil it down to two, I would.
And you're not going to be held to it because I have actually probably 30 or 40 favorite number ones and twos.
Right. I mean, we could sit here all night and talk about it. Yeah. All right. First of all, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
Ooh.
I love Jack Burton. Oh, yeah.
Cult classic, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my number one favorite movie I've always said is Chinatown.
Chinatown for me was not bad as a good movie, but
I've seen that movie over 50 times. I saw it in its original run.
God, you're fucking right.
I did the same thing with the original Star Wars. My dad took me to the original run of Star Wars. Yes. I remember sitting in the theater going, what am I watching? But I was enjoying myself.
I remember Star Wars.
Chinatown I had to be talked into going to see because I didn't. Nah. Then I went to it and it's like, this is a great movie.
I remember though with Star Wars. Remember the scene where Luke says he's not going with Obi-Wan? I got so upset and I walked out into the lobby and I missed the part where he was going to go back with them. And I remember my brother coming out and going, dude, you're missing the best part. I'm like, why? They all lied. Luke's not going. And my brother's like, dude, they're going. Luke's going. What? So we did like all proper kids did back then. We waited till the movie started over again. Remember? You get to sit through multiple showings. And we watched the movie again.
Oh, nice.
And it all ended happily because Luke ended up saving the frickin' rebels.
Oh, by the way, honorable mention, Dark City.
Let me ask you a question about that. What is it about Dark City you like so much? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I really could not get anything out of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I just like the feel and the
vibe.
The vibe,
I can see that.
feel, and it's got that noir kind of.
Noir, yeah.
Go with the sci-fi twist, and the twist near the end is like.
Has anybody watched the movie Young Sherlock Holmes?
Yes.
I love that movie. Tom, Glenn, Young Sherlock Holmes
I know
is
what it is.
by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Or no, Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Basically, Tom, it is about how Holmes and Watson met at school.
Okay.
And they go on an adventure together, and that's how they kind of met. And you find out why Holmes doesn't fall in love anymore because of his precious Elizabeth.
Oh,
And yeah,
This is an alternate version of Holmes.
it is the unauthorized version, but also they bring into how did Holmes and Moriarty have such a deep connection.
Well, my favorite is the holodeck Moriarty.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And honorable mention for favorite film is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh,
really? With Tina Turner.
I feel the Mad Max movies got better with each one they made.
Yes,
that's true. They did.
Yes, they
until
did.
This, whatever that last one was, with the weird.
But I'll tell you something.
Breast milk.
And I know it's cliche because of D&D, but I'm gonna tell you something I really, really, really enjoyed, and that is the 2 Conan movies.
I like the 2 Conan movies.
Yeah, when you just want blatant violence, classic D&D, like bikini wearing women with the boobies hanging. I'm sorry, my wife loves me; she knows I am.
Schwarzenegger in the 80s was just great.
It's just D&D. It's like Conan is like D&D personified. You know. All right, let's get to another one.
One of the greatest.
Hey, one other thing is, what is one of the movies you saw as a kid, which you were there on the initial premiere, kind of like I was with Star Wars? Because I also got to see
Apocalypse Now. I saw
E.T. I got to see E.T. I remember standing in line for an hour and a half just to get into the theater to go see E.T. when that came out.
Nope. Star Wars, Apocalypse Now, Crawl. I remember watching Crawl.
Yes.
Well, I recently watched the Rift Tracks version of Crawl.
Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I remember it was in the UK. We had a trip for our journalism class to go see The Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
But it was before the movie came out. They gave our school in the UK a special thing for the journalism class. We didn't meet George Lucas. We met one of the associate producers was there.
Oh, nice.
And they had a really big thing, but we got to watch The Dark Crystal. That was just so cool.
Oh, by the way, in Big Trouble in Little China, the correlation for that for a double feature is Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai. Yeah.
Buckaroo Banzai was just too far out there.
Oh, sorry guys, but a classic, Time Bandits.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Or Goonies.
Goonies. I love Goonies.
Goonies, great adventure movie. You felt like that was a D&D adventure.
Yes.
It could be a D&D adventure, actually. Yeah.
I had Time Bandits, and I sold it.
Oh, Time Bandits.
If you're gonna drag in Terry Gilliam, mine is always going to be Baron Munchausen, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
How about, have you guys ever watched a movie called A Fish Called Wanda?
Yes. No.
And Tom, get it.
The title doesn't bite me. It just doesn't grab me.
A Fish Called Wanda, Tom, is hilarious. Yeah. Okay, we'll get on a new question.
Yeah.
See, I told you the emails, guys. Email us, man. We rock this shit. Brett. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sorry. Sophia from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Again, I had to look it up. It's a real place. This is kind of a different, deeper topic. Gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
Who the fuck is she talking to? Do you think racism is a problem? Tom's like, oh, get the headphones on.
I'm having a hard time hearing.
Oh, do you think racism is a problem in gaming today? And since you're all older than me, I am 22, which I am older than 22. Was racism really a thing back in the days of Gygax and Cask and Company?
I never really saw
Okay.
anything.
I'm going to say something real quick, and then you guys got this one. In my standpoint of growing up, and I started playing D&D when I was 10, okay? And I played D&D steadily growing up. Like, we had a regular gaming group. When I moved, we found another one and all that. I never ran into any racism or sexism. One of my first gaming groups was one of the kids in there, his nickname was Taco because he was Mexican. His nickname was Taco.
Yeah.
We had my girlfriend at the time, Carolyn Bugger, was in our gaming group. We had a football player who played D&D with us, but we weren't allowed to say we knew him and gamed with him, or he'd kick our ass. You know, so I personally never was exposed to anything like that growing up, and I lived in the UK, and then we moved to the Detroit area when we came back to the States, and then to a small town. So my answer is not like you see people claiming online. No, was there racism? Of course there was. There's racism right now, guys. But
Yeah,
Steve, Tom.
Yeah, most people today, I don't think there's actually racism in a broader sense. I think it's more focused. Like too many people are, get like super butthurt over just little things, and I think it's not there's actual racism. I think they're just looking for an excuse to whine and make a noise and be seen because they don't feel like they're being seen.
Yeah,
Tom,
I think racism gets projected backwards.
Yeah,
and it's because my experience, I encountered D&D at age 10 on an Air Force base. The United States Air Force at that time was considered the most integrated institution in America.
Yep.
And so you were just happy you played with this kid, didn't care that he was Asian.
Tom, real quick.
You played with that kid, he didn't care he was
real
black.
quick, is it fair to say back in our day, we didn't give a shit? All we cared about was playing D&D.
I still don't give a shit.
Yep.
Or building forts or riding bikes, and you
Playing
just didn't
guns.
care.
Playing guns was popular.
Oh yeah.
Or if you were getting into trouble building a Polish cannon on an Air Force, any partner in crime would do. You didn't care about race. I never saw racism till I became an adult and I moved to Boston.
Uh-huh.
And ironically, the staff at the place that I saw racism outnumbered my color. And so I thought it was funny that everybody was like finding racism everywhere. And I just got along with everybody, and I had a reputation for getting along with everybody. And so I never became a target for it. I just thought it was unusual what I was seeing in my work, my workplace. So to me, I think you can find racism
if you look.
If you dig enough, you're going to find it. I mean, come on, this is normal shit.
Yeah, I've driven through Indiana, seen a lot of Confederate flags, and I think, well, there might be a little racism there. But I think I remember my grandmother here in Maine talking about the first black man who moved to our area, and he was a doctor. And so, like, there were no black people in Maine then, and they'd be calling each other up, going, "I saw him at the mall," And I remember her talking about that. And I grew up on an Air Force base where Filipino, black, everything, and I just kind of was like smiled at my grandmother, and I love her, but she just doesn't understand how it is out there in the world. She didn't have my experience. So yeah.
Glenn?
I live now in a small town in Oklahoma. I've never seen it. And you're going to get this, whether it's Oklahoma, Kansas, wherever, Midwest, whatever, very, very white. But as far as me over the years, I don't give a shit. If you want to roll dice, come here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I've got plenty of friends of different ethnicities, and we all roll dice together, and we all play a great game of D&D. So, no discussion there, really.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Focus on the game, not the skin color.
Good deal.
I mean, or anything else for that matter. But that's where I'm seeing it mostly. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Brett. We only have after this 2 more. Brett from Alder Z Edge UK asks, in the UK, it's hard to find game shops unless you're from a larger village or city. However, we do have not far from me, and they have a large Warhammer presence in their game shop, and very little D&D. They have an open game day on Wednesdays and evenings from night until 4 p.m. and then close to 8 p.m. Sorry about that. I'm reading it verbatim. And also on Saturday all day. But the owner says no D&D, as he claims it is bad to small kids. Can you give me any advice on trying to persuade him into allowing D&D? Warhammer is just as, if not more, violent than D&D. I think that's kind of a little bit of a read, but I think what he's getting at is Warhammer's accepted, D&D is not, because D&D is bad for kids. Did everybody get that vibe?
I get the vibe that they're very partial to the Warhammer. They don't want anything else to compete with it.
So what do you think, Tom or Steve, is the solution?
Tom?
Steve?
What?
Steve, what is the solution? Do you think you could help?
Offer
a solution.
Maybe try to convince him to, at least give it a chance. I mean,
maybe,
I realize why he's doing it, but it's like, at least give it a chance.
I think maybe also another idea would be is to maybe just quietly, not in front of people, just engage with them one-on-one. Say, hey, I have a question for you. I know you don't like D&D, you think it's bad for kids, but why do you think it's bad for kids?
That's a good way to do it, yeah.
Well, I also think the wargaming hobby started in Great Britain.
Yes, it did,
and it was big there. It's
still
really
a lot
big
bigger.
there.
That's why Warhammer is so
Little Wars, H.G. Wells.
Yeah. And I have to just run and let the dog out. So I missed what you guys might have said, but it could be that there's a possibility of, that legacy of people still thinking satanic panic kind of stuff. I just recently encountered someone. I was like, I write for an online fan magazine for Star Frontiers. And I got, that's satanic. And
I'll tell you right now, the satanic.
It's sci-fi.
The satanic panic dies hard in some people. I found that out with my wife, so and her family. Anyway, totally forget what I was going to say. Anyway, so he's not racist; he's gamist.
That's a good way to put it.
Nice, Glenn. Two extra experience points for that.
Touché.
Which kind of goes along with what I was saying about the idea that he probably is very, very partial and therefore protective of wargaming or whatever it is that he was playing, and doesn't want anything else that might interfere with that or challenge it.
Let me tell you, as far as there are people like that, like North Texas, Doug, God rest his soul. Him and Bad Mike did North Texas RPG Con, and it was RPGs. He was a great guy, but he didn't want any war games or stuff like BattleTech or anything like that. They're just role-playing games, unless you were a guest of honor. Then you can run whatever you want.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there are people like that. No, get it away. That's bad.
Ixnay.
No, I mean, it's just like anything. I mean, also sometimes game shop owners let their own biases get in the way of their shop.
Yeah.
So, but gentlemen, it's 9:35.
Like Forrest Gump said.
Go ahead, Tom. What?
Like Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does.
Yippers. So, guys, it is 9:35 in the evening. And we've had quite the chat. Everyone in chat, thank you very much for coming in. Again, you look at our email on the very bottom, the vlog of many things at gmail.com. You know what? If you guys email us, we read your emails, and this is a large part of our show tonight. I mean, just because of the great emails that were sent to us with good questions. We really do appreciate that, because I say this all the time, without everybody in chat talking, without emails, you guys are what makes the show. We're just kind of like the Muppets here.
Make it work.
Yeah. I mean, someone's got their hand up my ass right now going, Don's talking.
I don't need that image in my head.
You're underneath me.
Uh-oh.
I
got to go let the dog back in. So,
hey, see you later, Don. But all right, guys. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on tonight. I appreciate it. Glenn, congratulations on your book being published. Tom just took off. Fine, be that way, Veralt. But seriously, Glenn, congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
And for those of you looking for it, Glenn Hallstrom's new book is called, Glenn?
When the Fat Orc Sings.
Yep, A Lumper's Adventure. It is currently available on Amazon. It'll be within the next 24 to 48 hours available on Books A Million. And BarnesandNoble.com, yes. And also, it'll be on the new Wizard Tower Publishing website. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. Again, thank you for all the comments, all the emails. Thank you. Steve, thank you very much. Glenn, thank you. Eric is right now in his speakeasy. And thank you, Tom. Yep. And everybody else, we will talk to you guys later.